again, Michael Vosbein with Crescent Cymbals coming to you from Studio A, and I'm here with some of my favorite drummers from Nashville, Tennessee, who happen to be Crescent artists extraordinaire. We're going to talk about the music scene there and their careers, and I want you to meet these guys, and we'll have some fun. To my far left, Brian Lawrence. How are you?
Good to see you, Michael.
Brian Owings.
Michael, nice to be
Rick
here.
Reed.
Hey, man.
Thank you guys for coming. They've made the pilgrimage down from Nashville to find some plates and to hang and talk drums. And you know what a buddy of mine says? You put two or more drummers in a room, and before you know it, fun breaks out.
That's right.
That's right,
Yeah.
So we've been having some fun, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me about what's going on with you guys. Brian, who have you been working with?
I've been working with Allison Brown for the last year or so, and the new country artist Heather Jakeman. Various sessions and stuff around town.
How long have you been in the city?
It's 8 years now.
From where?
I moved from East Tennessee around Knoxville.
Get working right away, or?
Yeah, it took a year, 2 years to kind of figure out where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do and meet folks.
Brian, I know I've seen you on several bandstands. Who have you been working with?
Lately, I was working with Tony Joe White this past weekend, and then week before Iris DeMint. A couple folks I've been working with this year.
And I know I saw you with Emmylou Harris here in Atlanta.
Worked with Emmy for 5 years.
That was terrific.
Yeah.
You and the whole gig. And I've actually seen some of you guys on the same bands at different points.
Right.
Rick, who
He gets me all my work.
Is that it? Who have you been working with?
John Jorgensen and Rick Vito, and just various sessions, and whatever comes up.
Back to what you just said. He gives us all my work. Gives me all my work. You were kidding. But when a drummer
Not
moves
really.
when a drummer moves to a new city, who do we call? We call drummers.
Call our friends, yeah.
And we all hang together.
Yeah.
And I don't think that happens with a lot of other instruments.
Yeah, that seems that way.
You know, we have a PASIC every year where 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 drummers come up for a
Yeah.
love-in. I don't see piano players doing that.
No,
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it might come from the fact that as drummers, we all know you're in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And there are 1,000 ways to play it right and
Right.
1,000 ways to play it wrong.
Yeah.
And if all four of us did a gig, the leader would like one of us better than another.
That's right.
And that's fine. That's the way it should be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But any of us could probably cover the gig. Well, take
Yeah.
myself out. I'm in
No.
a dust company here.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we all kind of help each other.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sure.
All right. Well, now who's been in Nashville the longest? Probably you.
Yeah, almost 27 years.
How have you seen the scene change over the years?
Well, the city's gotten a lot bigger. There's a lot more stuff going on. I guess the music business has changed a lot, and record sales aren't what they used to be. But there's still guys playing on sessions. A lot of stuff going on.
Still a lot of live work.
Yeah.
Still a lot of great drummers all over the place.
Great musicians everywhere in Nashville. Yeah.
I know that the normal tourist might go to Nashville and see the Ryman, which is wonderful, or they might see the Country Music Hall of Fame. But there's another music museum, right, for the players. What's the name of that, Rick?
Musicians Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to that?
Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
What would I see there that I might not see? I guess it's not about the stars, but about the players, right?
Yeah, about the players that back people up to they just had the movie about the guys, the Wrecking Crew, right? Recently, and they had that there. And what else? The Muscle Shoals movie.
Yeah, they inducted those guys in
Yeah.
a year or so ago to the Hall of Fame. And Toto.
Yeah,
was
that's
in-
right.
And
That's
they
what I was
inducted
thinking of that,
those
yeah.
guys. And
I got to play a cool gig there with Hank Crawford before he died.
Oh,
he was
cool,
inducted
man.
into the Hall of Fame, and I got to
oh
do
man,
that, and that was,
Wow.
yeah,
that's really special.
with Ernest Ventris.
Oh man,
So
Yeah.
the exhibits would be more about pickers or drummers pickers too? They just
No,
call everybody there?
all.
Everybody's
And sometimes
a
they have
player.
instruments there too, like they had Blaine's drum set with the melodic toms. That he invented that,
Right.
and they had that there, and they had them on those rollers.
Yeah.
Crazy
remember?
rack,
You know,
Yeah.
those
had
kinda-
Kenny Buttrey's drums
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
Al Jackson's
Right.
kit there.
Yeah.
So if you're a drummer heading
Yeah.
to Nashville to hang out, look at some cool stuff, check out that Players Museum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, it's
absolutely.
way cool.
Yeah.
You can see all the cool stuff at the Country Music Hall of Fame, but this is more focused on the guys.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is people think of Nashville as country music only. Do you guys think of yourself as a country artist specifically?
No.
Do very little work in the country world.
Yeah, me too.
I was at a clinic with Daniel Glass recently, and there was a lot of pros in the audience, and he said, how many of you out there have played country gigs? Like, everybody raise their hand. How many have played rock gigs? Everybody raise their hand. How many have played R&B gigs? Everybody raise their hand. I think it's fair to say as drummers, I mean, you specialize in the drum set.
Yeah.
right? We're not the orchestral guys who play everything anymore. We play drum set, but you play everything, right?
Polkas.
Every style
done
of music.
that.
I've done it too. Have you ever
Bar
done
mitzvahs. I
many,
know you've
brother?
done those.
You ever done a gig in Lederhosen?
No, I don't- I put it on, but I never did the gig in it.
I'm not talking about your personal
All right,
modeling.
yeah, right.
We don't want to go there.
Leather pants, yes, it's great.
So, who are some of your favorite players in town? Besides
Besides me?
present company. Yeah, Brian?
Oh man, I'm a huge fan of Eddie Bayers, who's been there for years. You know, as far as drummers go, there's guitar players. Jack Pearson's one of my favorites. I like Jim Oblong a lot.
Yeah, he's
for,
great.
for a new
man.
young guy.
Rick?
Man, there's
Drummers?
Anybody?
Well, Don Alico is one of my favorite players. He teaches jazz department at MTSU. He's a fabulous player.
I did a big band gig with him
Yeah,
once
he-
playing
he's-
Barry.
Yeah.
Killed it.
He could have moved to New York and made it. You know, he had a family, so he had to support the family. So you know, he was man. He's a great player. And drummers, I got like Greg Morrow and
Yeah, he's great.
who's
Gotta
the guy,
love Greg.
Who's the guy that plays with Steely Dan?
Keith Carlock.
Keith Carlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he in
What's not to
Nashville?
like?
He lives
Yeah.
there part of the time.
He lives
yeah.
there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he works very much around. Do you know if he works around
I
town?
know it maybe every now and then. I think, but
He's a
yeah.
wonderful player. How
Oh
about
God,
you?
he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
amazing.
How about some of your favorite guys there?
You know, I love Greg. He's maybe one of my favorites. And
He's got a great feel.
there's a guy, great drummer named Jack Bruno. Who
Yeah,
his
absolutely.
great
I
drummer.
forgot. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good ones, but I like a lot of the old guys too. Like I love Kenny Malone, and I love Kenny Buttrey, you know, and Jerry Kerrigan.
Now, when you walk into a session there, are you likely to have to read or not?
Yeah, usually number charts.
Number charts.
Yeah.
You don't read much notation.
We all came up reading like big band charts.
Yeah.
Number charts are different for a lot of reasons. First of all, they're running bar lines, right?
No. It's chords. You read the same charts everybody reads, and they'll have pluses and minuses. Actually, there was a funny story recently that Steve Gadd was in town, and they started talking about what do they call it?
A diamond.
A diamond. He said, "What's that?" A diamond is a whole note in Nashville.
Oh, it is.
It's not like that.
See,
Like
I'm showing my ignorance.
yeah, well, all right, you're Steve Gadd.
Well, yeah, if Steve didn't know it, I don't feel so bad.
A diamond is written like that. That's a diamond, but it's four bar rest. You know, he didn't know what it was, and it just killed all the new musicians in Nashville. That Steve Gadd they say can read fly shit. you
Well,
know,
I'm
so-
sure he can.
Yeah, and
this is-
he can turn
this
a
is
page
something
upside
else.
down and read it. From,
Right, right.
Yeah.
What's that? You know, you got to love that. You know,
Do you find first takes are the best?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually
even
all
with
of
the
them.
mistakes.
absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's just because there's an element of excitement to it. You know, me and Brian both played with Shelby Lynn for a long time, both of us, and you know, you never knew what she was going to do, and that did it make it exciting?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you never knew what was going to happen. And if you go out there and everything's written, you know, whatever, and you know
Prescribed.
the plan, prescribed. I mean, she might call a tune nobody knows. You got to figure it out real fast if you're on the bandstand playing. But it made for an excitement.
It
you
gives
know.
some wonderful moments.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
the whole band and the leader has to be cool with that.
That's right.
You know, that's what
Yeah.
you're looking for, is
That's
something
right.
fresh, in spite of the fact that there may be a mistake in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we all agree. first
Mistakes are
takes the
cool.
best.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
You know?
perfection's boring to
Yeah.
me.
Well, that's
lot
a
of
drum
the-
machine.
Yeah, it's just kind of not
not human.
Yeah.
Now, in a lot of our industry, there's a lot of drum machine or programming or whatever you want to call it. You guys are still mostly using slamming live drums.
Yeah, I mean, I use Ableton some, know how to program on that to make
What's
loops
that?
and stuff. It's those computers from the 90s. You know?
Oh, it is?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Do
nice
sound
one.
replacement kind of things, if software engines and all that stuff, or that's somebody else's job once you're done?
Typically someone else's gig.
You're
to do.
talking. I'm
You
a
have to show me
bonehead,
that.
man.
No,
I'm a luddite. I'm boldly stepping into the '80s.
keep moving, man.
I'd like to go back.
let,
Actually.
me, let me scoot around you.
Got those white wall tires. Huh?
Yeah, right. Now, do you look at it as your job to just come in and play the drums? Like you tune the drums, play the drums? No, what's your job?
You interpret the music.
Okay.
You make the music sound good. You're there to play a song. You know, that's your job. That's your main job.
Make the band sound good.
Make the band sound good, serve the tune, know the form, don't screw it up. You know, that's to
But
me,
it's-
that's what great drummers do.
Yeah.
That's what my favorite drummers do.
I agree. Jamie Haddad, the wonderful percussionist, told me your job is to make the person next to you sound a little bit better.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
great?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
That
exactly
takes our
it.
ego out of it. That takes the whole.
Yeah.
Because as drummers, you can do some drumnastic stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's generally wrong.
But that's not it.
Yeah.
That's
But
not
on a
it.
the best
technical level,
music.
do you guys concern yourself with the microphones and recording techniques and all?
I don't. That's their thing. You
Right.
know.
The guys that are into that are into that.
Yeah. And I can't. You know, I don't even know what they are usually. And
Yeah.
you know.
That's my background too.
Really?
I just
Into
play
that?
the drums.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah,
to,
yeah.
To let somebody at somebody else's gig.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
dedicate their lives to that.
Right, yeah.
I mean, guys come out and they do this and they're measuring. That's what they do, and they make sure everything's not out of phase or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
And that's what Brain was beautiful at.
Yeah.
And, you know, and yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are doing the thing now where they'll have a drummer, they'll have a rig at their house with,
Yeah.
mics and mic pre's and all
Right.
that stuff, and the whole computerized thing with somebody send you some files, and I think that's happening.
You
I
put
don't
a
know
track
anything. I don't have anything to do with that. That's
Matt does.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guys that do that,
Yeah.
but
So
I
that's
just,
part of how it's changing.
yeah, it's changing that way. Somebody that the budgets aren't like they used to be, so they'll send somebody a file and okay, do this and give you X amount per tune. And I think there's actually a scale for that too now. But that doesn't sound like that much fun to me, though, man.
And other guys love that.
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
they live
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
So I get
There's
it.
guys that are good at it, really
Right,
great
right.
at it.
I mean,
yeah.
I have enough trouble trying to engineer this, so I can get sound that doesn't break up, and hopefully we're not all broken up in video, and we do this in-house. And I know there are people who that's their livelihood.
Right.
Yeah.
So we think of ourselves as drummers.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, what do you look for in cymbals? What brings you to us? Anybody?
I've always liked thinner, dark cymbals, and to me, it pleases my ear, and it also pleases a microphone. I found that these cymbals record better than anything I've ever used. I can't explain why somebody
Thank
else
you.
could. That was an engineer, but they just work like darker drums do too. To me, I mean,
Yeah.
warmer, darker drums and cymbals record better. Brighter, classier, heavier things don't, in my opinion. Not for me.
Yeah.
I agree. All we can say is for us. But I
Yeah.
think the argument can be made that if you want to cut through, pierce through everything in a live setting,
Yeah.
that's one thing.
That's
but in
different.
a recording session, you want that wash. You want
Yeah.
those mids. You want all that rich
Right.
depth that
Yeah.
that warms up the whole recording for
Right.
everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
We used to go see, when I lived in New York, Brian would come visit me, and we would go see Billy Higgins. And this guy his ride cymbal sounded like he was making the walls melt. And that's what it was, it was that thing. And it's just that, nothing else, and the cymbal. But you remember.
Yeah.
It was
God,
like,
fantastic, man.
yeah.
Just so soulful, man.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
God.
With just that.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, we're all on the same table with that.
Yeah.
I lived in LA for a long time in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was there, everybody was moving to Nashville because the whole scene was changing there towards programmed, what used to be an orchestra was 3 people in their living rooms. A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me that the Nashville rhythm section sound became what was a LA pop 80s sort of sound. Is that you think that's accurate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Yeah,
80s
yeah.
rock.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's kind of 80s pop is kind of that new country with the steel guitar and a fiddle,
Yeah.
And it has to do
And
with what
pitch
good, warm,
correction.
natural drum sounds.
Yeah, and the guys are playing, really great drummers, playing. Yeah.
And at that point in the 80s, I think, is when the engineering caught up with everybody taking the tape off the drums and putting
Yeah.
the bottom heads back
Right.
on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
True.
And maybe looking for some warmth and some
Yeah.
some depth there.
Right.
And that is very much part of the Nashville sound, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Cool. What's down the pike? What you got coming?
I'm just going to hang for a couple weeks and sit around
He's
my
been working
yard.
all summer. I've been
Yeah.
off. Now I got to go work. So
Yeah.
I'm going to Germany in a couple of weeks and going to Canada first, Ireland, then Germany, and for about a month.
You like that part of the business, traveling?
Sometimes it depends. Sometimes it just wears you to the bone, and you're ready to kill somebody.
Ryan?
Who's ever close?
You're right. I'll have a seat on the bus away from you, please.
Put your earphones in.
Yeah, right,
What,
yeah.
what are you heading up?
Going to France in September, and
Cool.
A pretty busy fall. Same, my summer was kind of light and sporadic, and so yeah, going to hit the road.
I think you go into this with the idea that they're going to be ups and downs. And
Always.
you just keep playing the drums.
You got to just
Yeah.
roll,
Yeah, man,
You just got to
I-
roll
keep
with it.
smiling.
You got to worry
Yeah.
about what you
Yeah.
do.
Use
Yeah.
the downtime to practice and just do stuff, and then when you're working, be glad you're working. You know?
If somebody
Yeah.
calls you for a gig, call them back and say,
Yeah.
yes, I can't do it. No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that
Yeah.
these days. It's weird. You know.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, fellas, thanks a lot for coming by. We always love it when you come by. I hope you can find some plates you like.
Man,
Already have.
love the cymbals.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep us
Yeah,
in
man.
mind with
Thank
all
you,
the
man.
social media. Remember, when you're out and about, we want to know about it.
Okay.
And in the social media world, if there's no picture, if there's no video, it didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can do that. I'll teach him how.